Blessings everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Daniela Faye, and today we're going to talk about how to be authentic, true to yourself, and how that's going to bring power in your life. So we are obviously living in a digital time where we have influencers left and right, social media, even if you don't want to be on social media, sometimes you end up on social media. If you say something funny and the camera catches it, or you have a certain facial expression, they'll meme you, put you up there on a poster and put a title, and you're, circulating all over the internet. So we live in a very unique time. Even with the addition of AI. Have y'all seen those AI music videos and music that are trending now? It's like you can't even be, okay, never mind. That's a whole nother topic. But the point is, being authentic and being true to yourself gives you a type of power that is unshakable. And here's why. So the very first thing is when you become authentic and you are not afraid to go your own way, you have this level of confidence that people tend to misunderstand, but people will also respect. So being able to detach yourself from the expectations of your social group, or maybe your culture, or different norms that are that you're a part of, you will become someone who is able to walk away from situations that don't serve you or don't benefit you, and you will have the strength to continue regardless if there is anyone in your corner, or regardless if you're going to be accepted or a part of a group. So with that said, the first thing is, how do you get to that point? A lot of people do struggle with self-confidence, whether they want to admit it or not. Most people do. At some point of their life, they feel insecure, and sometimes those insecurities will lead people to make decisions that they should not make, or make decisions that will be detrimental to their life. So one of the very first steps in finding yourself is by forming an identity that is separate from your environment and who you belong to as a group. Whether it's political, racial, whatever it is, finding yourself outside of that. What do you like? What are you genuinely interested in? What are your ethical and moral understandings of life? Like, what do you believe in if you were to detach yourself from a group that you may be a part of, right? So that is the very first step. And sometimes it's as simple as spending alone time. Alone time can be very scary for some people. Alone time can really bring out a lot of your inner thoughts, a lot of your inner trauma, especially if you're in a quiet place and you're not used to it. If you're someone that thrives off of drama or thrives off of adrenaline, you have to have the hype in your life. You are afraid of being alone and afraid of having quiet time. And the reason being is that if you're not comfortable with yourself, you're not comfortable with your emotions, and if you've been through a lot of stuff and you push down, how you feel about things, when it's the quiet time and when it's time to be able to connect yourself, all of those things that you've suppressed all of those years tend to surface at that point. So it can be overwhelming, especially if you're not someone who typically, thinks like that. So the very first thing would be to develop a relationship with yourself. It's just like when you meet someone for the first time and you want to date and get to know that person. Date and get to know yourself. Go shopping, go to a restaurant, go places by yourself and feel things. Turn off the phone and, see what you like. Go walking, through an area that you've never been before, and, let your inner self just be free. Because we have been programmed and conditioned to follow the crowd. We make food choices based off of what we saw on the internet, or, choices that are even way more important, like where we live, who we're with, what type of lifestyle we're living. Some of us make those decisions based off of what we see others do, or the expectations that others have for us, that they don't have any role in our life or play any role in our life. So one of the biggest things is definitely developing a strong relationship with yourself. Now, after that, having the confidence to be able to choose yourself over others. When you develop the confidence to walk away from situations that no longer serve you, or to, remove people from your life that are contrary to the path that you're walking, you then have power in your life. Now, that can also have a downside. And most of the time, it usually manifests itself in like school settings, work settings, or even family settings. And a lot of times, if you are, there's two ways. If you're someone that's typically a people pleaser and you typically go along to get along, you're more on the quiet side, and you now become someone who is outspoken, you have your own thoughts now, you don't care if you disagree. Yeah, you start to have the first reactions of, oh, you're kind of acting brand new, or where'd this side come out of all of a sudden? Those are the type of reactions you're going to get. So it will be a shocker to a lot of people when you start to do that, when you start to have your own thoughts and you start to, walk it in your own interests. People will start to look at you differently, especially if they are not real people in your life. Another thing is if you are already someone who is confident and you tend to be a leader, when you become firm on what you want and you become firm on living your life the way you want to live your life, people will misinterpret that. People will think that you feel that you're better than them. They will attach a lot of negative personality traits to you simply because they feel that confidence and they really don't know how to receive you. So it can be a downside to that. And because of that, it does tend to lead to a lot of isolation. So if you are in an environment where you are working around a lot of people, or you're in a social environment, most of the time people gravitate to insecure people. People gravitate to people who are easily influenced. So it will feel as though you're always alone, or that people never, maybe reach out to you or pick you. For a while, you may feel that way, but use that to your advantage. Because number one, when you are confident and when you are secure and authentic to yourself, you filter out a lot of fake people in your life. A lot of fake people tend to, want to be around people that they can manipulate and easily, influence. So one of the best things is if you are ready to walk to the left while everybody is walking right, and you're confident in that and you develop the I don't care, I'm going to be me, I'm going to stay true to myself, and I'm going to do my thing based off of how I feel. Once you develop that, you now have the strength to walk away, and you have the strength to, make choices in your life that affect you, but is only influenced by you and what you believe. And on the positive side of that, people will have a sense of respect for you, and you are going to have a lot more peace and happiness, because going along with the status quo, going and trying to be like the influencers that you're watching, or trying to live a life that you see others living, even if you do attain that, when you get back to that alone time and you get back to your quiet time, you're not going to feel satisfied. You're always going to feel a sense of anxiety. You're going to feel unsettled. You're going to feel unfulfilled. Every time that birthday rolls around or those milestones come up, you're still feeling like you're missing out on life because you're not living your full potential and you're not living a life that is yours. You're trying to become someone else. So this is very important for anybody who may be struggling with self-confidence, or, struggling to kind of find themselves. And you're hearing all of this advice from people, all of this, different things. Really, it's just about calming down, staying focused, finding your true self, finding who you are, finding what you love, and having that confidence to follow through. That's basically it for today. I hope that this was motivating and inspiring to anyone that is watching it. Definitely leave your experiences in the comments. It would be really nice to see other people's view on this and hear other experiences as well. I hope all of you enjoyed this video. Definitely click the like button, subscribe for more, and as always, stay blessed.